Welcome to the podcast of our Exiled project, an initiative co-funded by the European Union bringing together universities, organizations, and communities to create innovative educational solutions and support systems for students in crisis situations. Through our stories and inspirations, we aim to build a more inclusive and supportive academic environment. Tune in and join us.
Welcome to our podcast. I am María Quílez Sartaguda from EFMD. I will be hosting this episode with two parts. In our previous episodes, we focused on Exiled students, but this time, we wanted to highlight the realities of researchers whose careers have been disrupted by displacement. In this second part, we'll speak about institutional support that Exiled researchers receive and their contributions to their host institutions. We continue the conversation with Delphine, Administrative Coordinator of the Scholars at Risk Program at Université Libre de Bruxelles, and Alex, an Exiled researcher and former Solidarity Fund Fellow. We hope you enjoy it.
Now let's going back to the institutional support that Exiled researchers get here. We discussed that Alex came to Belgium with this fund. What would be the support that is provided to him with this fund?
So the first support is, of course, a scholarship.
Yes.
So this is a postdoc scholarship. It's for 2 years, but it's officially it's for 1 year, and then the researcher has to apply for a second year. But it's if the promoter agrees, it's automatically for a second year. So the researchers doesn't have to apply again. It's just if it's okay with the supervisor, it continues. We help as better as possible the researcher with the accommodation, but unfortunately we don't have any housing actually specifically for this project. So it depends on the availabilities and possibilities. And we have an accommodation service, so we have some contact with this service to have information, to make there some possibilities. And so yes, the most maybe support that we try to give is really the support about administrative steps, so about the visa to start, and then when the researchers arrive at WB, it's to have maybe a moment at the office, explain all the things that the researcher has to do, and then to also support with the commune, with the residence card, with the bank account, with the health insurance registration, and all things that the person has to do. We also offer free French classes that we have at WB. Yes, so that's another support. And then we just try to be there during the 2 years. We organize also a moment with all the researchers at risk, with also the promoter, supervisor, the vice rector, to have a moment together. So, yes.
Okay.
That's the support.
But then I see that they have like a person of contact or a group of people of contact. That's super interesting.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, so that's not left alone. It's like via an email. No, it's like
yes. Yeah.
Okay.
We try to have
this personal
contact.
approach.
Yes.
Perfect.
Yes.
Okay, Alex, and what would you say? What was the thing that helped you most? What would you say? You don't have to choose one. You can mention several.
I mean, maybe it is not very right or nice thing to say, but I'm personally, and again, as a postdoc and as the person who at some point of my career was hiring postdocs, I don't believe that there should be a high level of paternalism, like that postdocs are grown-up people and you don't need to take that, and make every step together. For me, at the moment of visa preparation, Delphine, she sent me the guide, quite a big guide, where I had the opportunity to check almost everything about where to find, where to search the flat, where to go to the commune and different communes. Yes. So, and I mean, this is exactly what researchers should do. They should research. They should, search for the information. And it is I was always surprised when, for students it is different, but for postdocs, like, you are a researcher and you're coming and asking the questions that you can easily Google. It is not right. And it is, I mean, in the long term, it will be not nice, because after 2 years, if the university solves all your problems, you will be alone in a much worse. So for me, it was like the guide. I read it from the beginning to the end. When I came and it was stressful situation, I came a couple of times to Delphine in person, like to say that I'm scared, and Delphine said, "Don't be scared. Like, it's you will find something. You should just continue." Because again, now it seems to me quite funny, because after a week I was like, I didn't find a flat. Like, come on, like, no one can find a flat in a week,
But you have other things to stress about, so of course, like, every situation is different. It's understandable that.
And we had this opportunity to learn French, so I prescribed from the very beginning, and again, it was stressful because you need to do a lot of things, but then you need to do something again job related, like you need to continue your research, and then you need to learn the language. Yeah, but for me, the most important thing was that I knew that I can come here and said, like, Delphine, may I cry a little bit about how miserable I am? And I knew that I have this person. I obviously, you always feel like, I don't want to bother them, I don't want to spend too much of the time. But the very understanding that you have, as you said, like a compact point, it's the most important thing, because I don't believe that university should solve any of these problems. In fact, like, they can help, they can propose the opportunities, but it is up to the person what you think, because I mean, university propose a lot, and I'm not so sure that university should propose different things, for example, for postdocs from Solidarity Fund and for other postdocs, because, it is a kind of, digitization, and it is not good. And I mean, after I got my email, like corporate email, I could read all the information, and there are a lot of things that you can do at university. Like, they propose like language courses, they propose sessions with psychologists, they propose some professional training, like, with some, how to work with some bibliographical managers, for example, and I did it. They propose some summer schools for PhD students and postdocs about the opportunities for work outside of academia, and I did it as well. So in fact, I think that I tried a lot of things, because this is how it works. Like, you came here as an adult, yes. You need to behave like an adult. Sometimes it is hard. You always can ask for help, but it doesn't mean that, we will do everything for you just because, And, but I know that maybe it is something specifically connected with my personality, because we had a chat with the other guys from the program, and yes. I was like, do you know that you can apply for some sessions with psychologists? And they, no, we don't. But it was in the,
the information.
So you can write there, and they said, like, okay, thank you. Do you know about this summer school? Like, no. Then you can. So I think that the body system could be important, because it is not because it is about specific needs of the postdocs. It is just because people are different, and there are some people who will check the website of organization to find everything, and some people who will just chill, like I'm okay.
Maybe more passive.
But it is not exactly about the people who had to leave the country, because you can find, I don't know, like the Belgian students who will have no clue about what is going on at university, because like this is how they are.
Okay, well, that's very interesting, because maybe now we are speaking about something that maybe could be implemented more, or let's say improved, as in like this buddy system. Would you both, any of you, like think of anything else that you think that could be improved from what we have at the moment, or what we both think? Maybe from the institutional side, like just so the poor Alex can drink some water. What would you think, like from experience? Because even before you mentioned about this buddy system, like maybe.
Yeah, but we try to launch it because this year we decided to start this buddy program, because I asked the old researchers to be a buddy for the new researchers this year. So it's inside the Solidarity Fund program. But so this is the first year that we tried that. So we will see in some months the result, and if it was a good idea. So but it was really a project to do that, because as Alex said, persons are different, and some person really need maybe a more support, and exactly. So it depends on the person, and it's true that I can see a lot of different researchers, and it's really different from the person. So we have some persons that are very more maybe independent, and they find all the information, and some person needs maybe more advices, and they prefer to have another person with them. So it depends, and so we will see in some months the result of this first year of the drama.
Okay, great. We'll come in some months to see some funny.
Yes.
Okay, Alex, and what about you? Would you maybe agree with this, or maybe can you think of something else?
I agree for sure, and I think that it is like a good idea. Again, probably I have this important thing for me, that it, from my point of view,
of course,
like that it is important not to keep the people from the fellowship inside the bubble, but to push them more to communicate with the wider academic community, like postdocs and researchers and all. But obviously there are organizational
needs, or
no, but I mean it could be difficult to do, as for me, and it is like what I would do differently. I think that maybe the language courses could be optimized, because there are a lot of language courses at UNLB, and you can take different courses. And for example, I don't think that I have any talent to languages at all, but like I really tried. And we all know this program, like Français facile, but no, French is not easy.
I feel you.
And I took different courses. I realized that for me, probably the in-person courses are more effective. Okay. So I did all intensive courses that was possible, but still I'm struggling a lot with the language. And maybe, again, I can only dream about something. I don't understand the whole organizational design, but maybe it should be done a little bit different from the point of view of like learning path or learning experience. Like we have the guy who came here 1st of November, and we want him or her to be comfortable with the language next year in November.
Yeah.
And from this perspective, trying to propose not separate courses, but a kind of program. Again, at the beginning, I was like, come on, like everyone speaks English. I don't need French at all. Like, who needs to learn another language? But I mean, I really like French language, and I was like, well, I will learn it one way or another, so I don't need to push myself. But now I see that probably I should be pushed a little bit, and I could, maybe with this, but. And
yes,
I was thinking about one more thing. In fact, like maybe it is a good idea to give more information for postdocs about the funding opportunities inside university and inside Wallonia-Brussels region, because like time flies, and like 2 years is just 2 years, and after that you need to do something. And in fact, there are different opportunities, and I mean at the level of university, at the level of institutions, and at the bigger level, like we know about, I don't know, Horizon, ERC, and Erasmus, but there are much more there. And I think that this one could be, like a couple of workshops to understand the funding system of the country to understand, because I did it, and in my case I was a little bit too institutionally old, because like I had my PhD. And so, like, it was quite a long time ago, so it was not so
fresh or new, or
not to come as a solidarity for the Solidarity Fund, but it was quite late. And I remember that again there is a person at the university at ULB who in charge of this kind of work. So I asked my colleagues, they told me about the department and the person. I contacted the person, I came, I asked about these opportunities, she explained something to me, and I was like, well, okay, now I know it. But I think that this could be important for more people from the beginning, and probably this is not super obvious that you can do it by yourself. I knew about it because like I had some extra experience, not as a researcher, but maybe for other postdocs, it would be a good idea to give them all information, since we have a person here at ULB who is in charge of this, just a workshop, like we have this, we have that, we have this and that, and it could be useful, I think.
Okay, very interesting. Very interesting. So before we spoke about with the fund that you came here, but then a little bird told me, maybe this little bird is wrong, told me that you were also involved in supporting, the launch of the Scholars at Risk initiative here at ULB. This is like a great example of like how Exiled researcher in this case contributed actively into these other initiatives of the institution. Can you think of another example, Alex or someone else that was similar to this one, like about the contribution of the researchers in one way or another?
Yeah, I think that all researchers are involved in this topic. I remember some researchers that want to participate in some. It was an exhibition about academic freedom. They said, okay, if it's possible for us to participate to that. So I think that all researchers are really involved in this matter, in this topic. But a specific example, it was. I think it was 5 years ago, we decided at the International Relations Service to start a new project that was about decolonize, and so we decided to start that, and it was it was really a big project, and we set a new steering group with some different person, and these researchers decided to participate in the project very actively, and he was in the committee. He also organized some movement with some students to have some experience and something like that. So he was really involved in this project. It was a project just from international relations. So but he said that it was a very important issue for him, and so researchers that are coming in this project are very I think involved in some project at ULB, and they really want to participate in the life of ULB.
Okay, that's great. Okay, we are close to finishing. So Alex, what's your situation? What's your current job at the moment? What are you working on at the moment? Is it connected to your previous, let's say, life or situation back then, or?
Yeah, well, now I'm in the process of finding a job.
Yes.
Because we like Brussels, we like Belgium, and we feel like home here.
Okay.
So I don't want to move, and I think it would be a little bit unfair because we moved here for my job. And then my wife, she found a job, and my daughter is feeling well at her school. But the academic market is not so big in Belgium, and as a postdoc, you should be ready to move if you want to, to continue.
Okay.
So now I'm searching something not necessarily connected to academia, to stay in Brussels, to stay in Belgium. It is a little bit more complicated than I thought it would be.
Okay.
But the situation is like that. I'm trying to find something.
Okay, great.
Not necessarily related to my previous things, not necessarily related to research. But again, since I have some experience in project management, so to say, it seems that hopefully there could be some places for me.
Okay, all right. And what advice would you give to a peer arriving next month, let's say? Like all these administrative things are on their way, and like they know their spot here.
Well, the first one is learn the language. Don't get trapped in the situation that everyone here is speaking English. You don't need French. No, you need, because after 2 years, if you decide to stay and you will search for a job, not knowing French will cut the opportunities like in half. And I mean, French is super nice and it's a beautiful language. So
And it sounds super nice.
Oh, now I feel like a little bit a little bit guilty. Okay, you can learn Dutch as well. Dutch is nice too. The second one is do your homework. You need to be active if you want to understand what is going on, if you want to be in the context. So you need to check what opportunities, you need to check your corporate email. And the third thing is communicate with people, because networking is everything. You need to talk to people all the time, even if you think that it is unnecessary. It is always better to ask and to get the answer than to think about asking but never getting the answer. I think, three things is the most important.
Perfect. And Delphine, if you had to do the same, what would be your three? Because you said three, so let's keep three. The three recommendations. Perfect. No. What would be yours?
Recommendation to
Another.
Yeah. Okay.
Who's about to come here?
Yeah, maybe just to also not to be so stressful because of it takes time, I think. So be patient. Like Alex said, that at the beginning you just want to have your permanent flat. And so also be patient because I remember that for some research at the beginning, it was very hard. And then after 2 years, they say that it was very nice to live in Brussels. And at the end, they have some friends, some sports, some really good place. So I think that just take time and it will be right at the end. But yeah, it takes really time to be good. Yes.
Okay. So any final thoughts, any final message that we have, or can we consider it a wrap? Thank you both very, very much. It was super nice to have this conversation and hear your opinions.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for listening. One of the things I have realized after my discussion with Alex and Delphine is that Exiled researchers carry with them not only personal stories of displacement and resilience, like the one of Alex, but also new knowledge and perspectives that enrich global academia. We can't forget them. They need support as much as Exiled students do. If you want to know more about the Exiled project, you can visit our website www.exiled-project.org. Follow us on LinkedIn to stay updated and discover the new podcast and the other project results.